Hello and welcome to the channel, Gav Axeman Spins. Today's video is all about this wonderful book, Simon Goddard and Bowie Odyssey 74. So what can I say? I read a lot of music books, and the sign of a good music book is one that makes you dive back into the record. So as soon as I finished reading this, I went straight back and listened to Diamond Dogs and Young Americans, which is the period that this book's covering in 1974, and also a little bit of David Live. This is the fifth book in a series. I think he's going to go all the way from 1970 possibly to 1980, year by year. Hence they were given the suffix of the 74, 73, 72, 71 and 70 was the first one. If you haven't already read these books or got any of them, I would really recommend them. They are fabulous. Simon Goddard, how he kind of writes is very much as a story. So these are not full of facts in, say, the way that the Beatles tune-in book is, which is like this massive tomb of information told in kind of like a quite straight, dry fashion with lots and lots of detail. What these are, they're very much an overview of the time and what's happening in the world around the music as such. So they are absolutely brilliant. So this book, as I said, I can't recommend it highly enough. It manages somehow in the narrative to weave in what's happening out there. And so I'm doing this video on election day in the UK, and obviously it's 50 years on from the what's going on in this book. But it's really interesting that it delves into a darkness over the land after the glam kind of explosion and the end of the 60s, and you've got power cuts, 3-day weeks, fuel crises, successive governments and successive prime ministers that are failing to kind of rule as such. Sound familiar? Yeah, and that really, the parallels between what's happening in this book and now were quite stark. Now I'm a child of the 70s. I do vaguely remember power cuts as a kid, but obviously this book brought it home, and somehow Simon manages to weave in disparate kind of things that are happening in the world. So there's another David who almost supplements Bowie as the teen idol, and it kind of is, it lays the seeds for Bowie leaving the UK. But he talks a little bit about David Essex in there, and he's the man that plays the manager in the film Stardust, which I think is kind of parallels to what Bowie is going through in his own life. So it's kind of like art and reality and fiction all combining. So it somehow wields David Essex in there. The furore around the Exorcist being released. So again, we're talking about, dark times, and obviously this is a fabulous movie, but the tale of the movies in there. You even get Elizabeth Taylor and a little fascinating adjourn when Bowie goes into Malcolm McLaren's shop and asks for a t-shirt of James Dean in Giants, where he's kind of doing the pose with the rifle. It looks like he's being crucified, and gets summarily kind of dismissed by Malcolm McLaren, which kind of a changing of the guard between the new and the old. So fabulous book. Mark Bolan's in there. David Cassidy. It's a great little meeting between the two Davids. So but as I said, the overriding factor of that book is when you put it down, the first thing you'll do is go and listen to the Diamond Dogs album, and if you like me, the second thing you'll do is go and listen to Young Americans, because it kind of, this book does the transition between these two periods incredibly well. The 3 Degrees are in there, the whole Philadelphia sound, Barry White, that type of stuff. So fabulous book. Can't recommend it enough. If you haven't read any of these, they are absolutely brilliant reads, and as I try to say there, they're not a dry read. It's a real time, real motion, very often told from different people's perspectives, and I would highly recommend all of them. There's, as I say, they're dotted around the shelf behind me. Simon Goddard, doing an absolutely fabulous series of books. I think he's going to do one a year, and yeah, there you go. If you don't get a chance to if you only get a chance to buy one music book this year, this is the one. There you go. So thank you for watching. Short and sweet. I did have a present from the folks for my retirement. So this is Alan Edwards, I Was There, who was, I think, a PR person for David Bowie. So that's one of the next ones on the reading pile. But thank you for watching, and I'll say it one more time: get this book, and remember to vote. Doesn't matter who you vote for, but if you don't vote, you end up with what you end up with, and you've got no one but yourself to blame, have you? So thanks for watching. See you on the next one.